But I just like the smell of that.
Well, that's part of what we could talk about, is the things you ask strangers. Like that, that guy dressed up like a construction worker.
Okay, that was great. It just came in your head, like
he's got a whole big tiny little needles
and a huge beard. He's got his
he
like
was big.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He was a tall guy.
Yeah,
Plus all his like equipment.
Like 6'6". Yeah.
Can you hold my knitting?
And can we take a picture? Hold this and let me just snap.
He was a good sport.
He was a very good sport.
That was perfect. I never did get a picture of that. So
I did
you?
so,
Okay,
but
good.
these guys did.
Okay.
All right, are we ready? Are we recording already? Okay, perfect. So we got an intro. Hey, we're here in Grand Prairie. Yes. I'm so excited. Cynthia from River City Yarns. I'm here with Jamie and Sarah that cozy up with the Stitchin Sisters. And we thought we'd have like a knit night. Just hang out and talk knitting and maybe wind up all the yarn, stuff like that.
Yeah, I tried to learn that once. It didn't go well. It didn't go well. It didn't go well.
Yeah, we're gonna kick it tonight.
Teach us your ways.
Perfect.
So we were here in Grand Prairie today. We had a pop-up shop, and tomorrow we're teaching some classes at the Grand Prairie Regional College.
Yeah.
And it was such a beautiful day today.
It was perfect.
We were at the farmers market.
It was great.
Yep.
There was like good food. I could smell dill all day long. Just
the
made me
veggies.
so
The veggies
hungry
right
for
beside us.
pickles.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys have a booth at the farmers market during the winter time.
Yeah.
And you were telling me you sell hand knitted stuff.
Oh yeah.
So that must take you hours.
Years. Yeah. Well, we usually start we talk about stocking for our market in June and usually start in July.
And we've started.
Yeah,
we're making a good
dent in.
We say every year we need to do more, but
yes,
we do. We do what we can.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know?
So what's the primary stuff that you sell in your booth?
Well, chunky knits.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chunky knits for sure.
Yeah.
And definitely mittens is a big
mittens, toques.
Mm-hmm. All different kinds of toques with pom-poms and
slouchy, anything really. Yeah. Whatever pattern we like, that's what we tend to knit, right?
Yeah, we've got a really nice cowl that we make, like a cabled cowl, button cowl. That's popular.
Yeah. And that's your pattern.
That's my pattern.
Right.
Yes.
And that one's called
that is called
Christine button cowl.
Yes.
Okay.
Cowl. Yes.
Right. But you had another cowl that you brought to the store.
Oh yes.
As well, right?
That one we sell the pattern for.
That is called the Stitch Bliss cowl. Yes.
Right.
We don't sell that one, or we don't knit that one to sell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We sell kits usually.
Yeah, we sell kits for
with the pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that one takes too much time. To sell, right? So when you're working for the markets and selling things, it's quick knits.
Right.
Yep.
It's kind of a fine line between what you can actually make money on.
Yes.
Right.
And for the time that it takes.
And it's a hobby and it's fun.
Yeah.
But you try to make a little bit on the side, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We get a lot of people coming into the store saying can you find someone who will knit a sweater for me, or can you find someone who will knit, or who will repair an Afghan for me? And we just say sorry, no. It's really hard to find somebody who's willing to basically make pennies, right? To do that kind of thing.
We could do those things, but a lot of people wouldn't understand why it costs so much to do them.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's your time.
And the time.
Yes. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. And time away from your family.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Which is important too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes a little bit of time away. We've had a fun evening. And,
Actually, a whole fun morning, afternoon, evening.
Yes.
So here's to the husbands.
Yes.
Right?
Thank you, guys. Cheers to you.
Looking after the kids.
Yes, that's right.
I love these cups because I have great lips.
Oh, they have lips.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have a mustache.
Oh,
okay, that is super fun.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, so you have to take the lid off afterwards and then mustache
that's way more fun.
Perfect.
So one of the things we're going to do right away is wind a center pull ball.
Yes.
Because you guys told me
this is going to blow my mind.
You've never done a center pull ball by hand.
Okay, I want to.
I attempted once, and it did not go well.
All right. So I'm going to explain what we're going to do, and then we'll maybe have someone come around behind and just kind of do like an over-the-shoulder view as well.
Yeah,
okay.
super.
So I'm going to hold the skein for you, Jamie.
Okay.
And you're going to get started, and then once Jamie gets started, I'll hold the skein for you too. And we might be able to do 2 skeins simultaneously.
Okay.
Wow.
Watch us go.
Yes, I'm very intrigued.
So just like you put it on your Swift, right? We're just going to put it on my hands.
Okay.
And what I want you to do is get it started.
Okay.
Okay. So what you can do here is wind. So first of all, you're going to hold the yarn in your bottom 3 fingers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And you're right-handed, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to hold the yarn in your right hand. You're going to wind onto your left thumb.
Okay.
Okay. And let me just show you, actually.
Do you want me to hold this?
Here, I can hold the skein.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. Yeah.
I think I'm a better I like to see.
Right. Okay. So I'm right-handed. So I'm actually holding the yarn in my left hand.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And so I'm holding the tail in my fingers like this, and I got my thumb up like I'm going to hitchhike.
Okay.
And then I wind the yarn around your thumb like this, and notice that I'm winding it kind of at an angle.
On an angle. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm going to wind it until it's thicker than this.
Okay.
And then as soon as it's a little bit thicker than this, I'm going to start winding it like this. So there's two things that I do at this point. One is not to wind too tightly, because you can end up with a really red thumb, right?
Yeah. Cut the circulation off.
Right.
Okay.
And then I'm winding it at an angle, and just to get it started, I'll kind of crisscross a couple of times.
Okay.
Once it's thick enough that I can actually rotate it, then I move it about a quarter turn,
Okay.
and I always wind in the same direction. So I'm winding on an angle,
Okay.
and then I turn it, and then I wind on an angle, and I turn it, and I wind on an angle, and turn it. Yeah.
You move it around.
And here's the trick. So because I'm holding the yarn here, when I take that ball off my thumb, it pulls from the center.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
This is great.
Okay.
Okay.
So
This is the best day.
I'll
of my life right now.
just coach you. Hold the yarn,
Yeah,
Sarah.
perfect.
Okay. Perfect. And so she's winding at about, I'd say like a 25-degree angle.
Okay.
Good. And then just to make it a little bit thicker without it falling off itself, you now switch angles.
You go
That's
down.
it. Yeah. Just for a bit. Yeah. So kind of like you're making an X or a bow or something like that.
Okay.
Good. Keep
Give me
going.
some slack. Give me some slack
working
there.
on it.
Come on now.
Okay.
Okay.
You do a couple more twists and then go back to the original one again. Yeah. So we're just building the center of the ball, and it takes a while for it to be thick enough that you can actually turn it.
Right.
Okay.
Maybe wrap a little bit more in the other direction.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oops. Okay.
Good. Okay, and then wrap in the first direction again. All right. And then, yeah.
Okay.
So that's a good sign. That means that
Okay.
it's time to turn.
Okay.
Okay, so what was happening is that the yarn was kind of wrapping around your thumb.
Okay.
So it's kind of falling off itself. So now just give it a little quarter turn. And it gets easier as the ball gets
like, did
bigger.
I do it too tight? Okay, no, and then
that's
do
perfect.
this again.
And then so now you just keep winding in the same direction. And every time it feels like it's getting a little oblong,
Okay.
you give it a turn.
Okay.
Yeah. And now we play theme song music.
Yeah.
And like speed it up.
Yeah.
Jeopardy.
Yeah.
You're gonna fast forward this part. I'll try to go.
But if you try to wind too fast, you'll make it tight.
Okay.
So
yeah.
just be nice and relaxed.
My thumb's getting a little purple.
As you're winding, your thumb is less and less important. You just want to keep your thumb in there so that you don't wind over the hole.
Okay.
Right? So your thumb can actually be almost all the way out. I should explain to people too that we're in the lounge, like in the
yes.
lounge at the
Yes.
Hampton Inn, where
Yes.
we're spending the night. So Hampton Inn in Grand Prairie is a great place to stay. Really, really new hotel,
Yeah.
and they have this great lounge that we thought we'd just take over for our
It's a
podcast.
great lounge.
Yeah,
I'm thinking we host knit night here. We'll talk
right,
to the hotel.
right.
Look at all the space.
They got
It's
coffee and they've got comfy chairs.
Yeah.
Yeah. The lighting is maybe a little on the dim side, but
Yes.
yeah. Okay.
nice. I'm thinking I don't know. It's a little sloppy.
Perfect.
No, look at,
It's
I'm
perfect.
losing the whole.
That's okay. Just wind over it. Wind over the
Because
bottom.
your pull is going to come from the other end.
Yep. You can hide the sloppy stuff right in the middle, so no worries.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just keep going.
Yeah, just keep going.
I don't think I've done it very well.
No, it's perfect.
Oh my gosh.
So, I mean, the
So
first time you
nervous.
do something, it's not going to be
Yes.
perfect, but I can tell that you have attention to detail and that you're really, you like symmetry.
Okay.
So, knitting's a lot about personality, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Interesting.
So you're probably like an oldest child, right?
Well, I'm definitely the oldest child and the bossiest.
Yeah.
Right. So when Sarah does her ball, Jamie will be coaching.
Yeah. Oh, no, sorry. You should do it.
That is not right.
Start over.
But this is a little bit
So
bothering
what
me.
you're gonna do now
Jam it in?
is you're gonna wrap over top of the bottom.
Just like I would if I was doing a ball.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And you can even just like push it down with your finger and wrap over top of it just to
Okay.
keep that little kind of hair from sprouting out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
A little sprout.
So it's okay to wind over the bottom. You just don't want to wind over where your thumb is. So
So as long as my thumb stays in there.
yeah, you can wind wherever you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is such a good alternative because
Yes.
I don't love the cakes that like I find they just fall apart on me. I'm just maybe not a very good cake winder.
Well, here's the thing too.
I love center pull.
Yes. So you can do this in the middle of a project. So let's say you're knitting, and let's say you've got a big ball. So when you wind up this one, for example, right, it's going to be a big ball.
Yes.
Because these are minis that we're doing, but
that'll
this
be
one's
a
bigger.
little tricky, yeah.
So when you knit, well, you actually, like, when you think about it, you can wind a very big ball on your thumb.
Yeah.
Right? Like it can be giant.
What is that nursery rhyme? He stuck in his thumb and pulled out a plum. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, doesn't it feel like that?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So when you're knitting and you're pulling from the center, your ball starts to cave in on itself because you're pulling from the middle. So in the middle of your project, if you want to, you can stop and rewind your ball into a center pull ball.
Okay.
So imagine that this yarn here, you want to keep in your fingers.
Ooh.
So just so it doesn't get wound in, right?
That's
it's
the whole
fine.
point of
It's
the
fine.
fingers. Okay.
But that end is attached to your project, which is sitting in your lap.
Ah.
And your ball is on the table,
Okay.
and you can rewind it mid-project. So you never have to have those balls that collapse in on themselves.
Oh, okay.
That's handy.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
handy to know. Even if you wind a cake, but then it's starting to collapse,
Right.
you can then rewind it.
Right.
Okay.
So we need to bring you back in closer to the mic, Sarah.
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, that's all right.
Okay.
Good. So now the best way to learn something is to teach it to somebody else.
Ah.
So now next Thursday night,
We'll teach all our people.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. This is definitely taking longer than.
That's right. So now we just get back to chatting.
Okay. Good. We'll chat
so
while I
just
do
relax.
this. Okay.
Absolutely, yeah. Because this is part of the knitting process. And
Yeah.
again, it's nice to have your ball wound in the store, but I think if people wind up their yarn, they have to stop knitting to do it.
Yes.
And that's a good sort of preventative measure for repetitive strain injury, right?
Yeah.
That's a really good point.
Yeah. Plus, if you wind your yarn by hand, you don't wind it too tightly. Unless you're
Furiously
that's
winding.
true.
Yeah.
That's
so
true.
Relax, take your time. It's a Zen thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know sometimes at our class, like our knit night,
Yeah.
when someone's ready to start a new project and they're
we have
all
to
gung ho to
stop
go,
them.
but they have to. We're like, well, you got to wind it 1st, and they're but it's good.
Yes. Yeah.
But when you're just kind of ready to start knitting and you go, I gotta wind it, but
Yeah.
find the time to take, find the joy in it.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
I like that.
And it helps to bind you to somebody else, right?
Yeah.
Because you need someone to hold your yarn
We
for
always
you.
make them partner up.
Yeah, it works really well.
Yeah.
Or a chair.
All right.
Yeah,
So you
or a
feel
chair.
like you got it.
I do,
got it
I do.
Yeah. So if you
I'm
keep
just slightly
rotating
goofy.
it, then
Okay.
then it'll just turn out into a nice ball. So the person who taught me to do this is Nancy Bush. Yeah, I took a class with Nancy Bush, and it was on Tvångsstickning. It's like the Scandinavian twisted knitting. You have 2 strands of yarn and you twist them around each other. It's very complex.
Okay,
But
Wow.
at the beginning of the class, she handed everybody a skein of yarn. She said, "Okay, wind it into a ball." So we all had to wind the yarn into a ball, and
the
it was
center pull.
yeah. Now it takes up a lot of time in a class to wind a ball, so
Yeah.
I don't recommend it. But
Yeah.
taking a class on winding a ball, or
Is- Definitely useful.
it is. Yeah.
Well, and if you don't know, and like my grandma was telling you today,
Yes.
she didn't know,
That
and when you
first
have
time,
this
that
kind,
first
like
hank.
this hank or whatever, and she took it apart and tried to start knitting, and it went and they become an absolute just
Nightmare.
disaster.
Right.
She
It took
was
her 8
hours.
hours.
Yeah,
you
to
said?
untangle it.
Yeah.
And she's super patient, and I'm, she was driving anyway, and
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
frustrating.
So speaking of grandmothers, who taught you guys to knit?
Not our grandmothers.
Not our grandmothers,
No.
No.
I learned when I went to college in Camrose back in the day.
Oh, did you go to Augustana?
I didn't. I
campus?
went to the small Lutheran Bible College there.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
before it became the Augustana campus, or is there
No,
another?
there's
it's separate.
They're
Oh,
separate. Yeah.
No, it was Augustana.
Okay.
And it was kind of the big thing. A few girls had learned. My good friend had learned from an elderly lady, and then she came back and taught all the girls in the dorm.
Oh, cool.
So then I came home and taught all
taught-
my family.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and it's just kind of been
And we,
well. And see, Mom always knit.
yeah.
Yeah, she always knit when we were growing up, but I don't think she did. Probably was just too busy once we were at school and she was working because
Yeah.
and we didn't learn from her. But now she's picked it back up
Oh,
Again,
good.
Now she knits
Good.
with us and for us.
And
a
for
little
us,
bit.
we put her to work at the markets.
If she's not watching our kids, you know,
Hey,
she's knitting for
she's
us.
got more time than we do, right, Nana? Well, she pumps out lots of toques and
Yeah.
Oh, good.
and stuff. So,
So is the plan to get the kids involved in the knitting
oh
too?
yeah, I would love to.
Well, I've been trying to get your oldest daughter,
Yes.
Kiri, to take my beginner
Who's
class.
6.5.
6.5,
Right.
and she likes her loom. She does
Yeah.
she does looming. She's very crafty.
So that's the round loom?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she's made a pair of hand warmers on it actually last Christmas.
Oh, so is it a small loom then?
Yeah, she has a smaller one and she has like 3 different sizes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I learned I had to.
Learn how to
I
loom.
didn't know how to do that. Mom, help me! And so
Yeah,
I had to YouTube it because
Yeah.
I had never done it. So
Let me see where that string is. Oh, good job. Okay, good.
I kind of lost track of it. Cynthia's watching.
It disappeared in her hand.
We're getting
so I
close.
just had to check. Yeah.
We're getting close. Okay, this is just super. I'm so
So
excited.
you learned to knit first. Of
Yes.
your sisters.
Yeah, and then I came back and taught you
taught me.
and our cousin,
Yep. Both our cousins.
maybe the
knit.
twins. Yeah,
Katie for sure.
yeah, Katie for
Katie
sure.
for sure.
Kirsty's always been a little
Yeah.
harder to convince, but
Yeah. But she can. She can
oh,
knit.
she's very
For sure.
crafty. Oh, the girls are very crafty.
Yeah.
They have a
So,
natural.
Sarah, tell us what you're working on.
So I am working on the timber cardigan.
Yes.
By Shannon Cook.
Shannon Cook.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Is that
Yes.
in the
It's in her within.
within book?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Which you
Yes.
sell at the store.
Yes, we
Yes.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we've knit her tread hat out
We've
of there.
knit the
and I
majority of
wanted-
them.
Yeah. The
The
Right.
Hudson.
Well, didn't you do like 50 tread hats?
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
Definitely. Yes.
And that
Thank
was
you,
a
Shannon.
competition.
That was
Yeah.
a competition. Yes.
It was a sister competition.
Yes.
Yes.
Because we're going to sell them at the markets. Shannon's,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So we've got that. Sarah knit 50 treads. Sarah's a
You
much
knit
quicker knitter.
50?
No.
No,
Not
but
quite
I
50.
knit more than them.
Oh, yeah.
Combined.
Plus mom. No. The goal is to beat Sarah. So
Yeah.
that's our
I'm
latest
usually
competition.
like 3 against like myself, like myself against 3.
Yeah.
3 of you
yeah.
guys.
Right.
And
So
she's
one of
the
you always knits more than 3 of your sisters.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's her.
And actually, I've gotten asked a lot, like what type of knitter I am, because I do knit so quickly.
Yeah.
And
But
Oh, right.
I'm
We're all
just-
English.
We're all English knitters.
yeah.
So you're all throwing.
Yeah.
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 I
That's
know
how we
to-
learned,
I
and-
know how to pick because we do have some pick knitters in our knit
Continental,
night.
right?
Yes.
So I can do it, but I'm not very quick
Right.
at it.
Well, I think when you're stuck in your ways or you've learned one way for so long, like
Well, I think you're going to knit fastest in the method that you practice the most.
Yes.
So when we have a continental knitting class where we teach people how to do picking, and we give them, so it's just a 2-week class, but we give them the challenge of knitting a project just that way. So it's not that
Cool.
you can't knit your other projects the way that you did, but
do
this
this one.
one project you have to do the whole thing
Yeah.
with your left hand. I mean, have to is a strong word, but you know, we recommend it.
Recommend
Okay.
it. Yeah, absolutely.
Recommending is
Yes.
a euphemism for you should do it.
Do
You
it.
should do it this way.
do it the way Cynthia tells you to do it, guys.
All right, Sarah, are you ready?
Oh my goodness, yes.
Okay. All right, so
There we go.
I'll hold this for you.
Okay. Oh, I can hold it.
All
All
right.
right. Look at that.
It's
It's a little messy at
perfect.
the end, but I get it.
It's perfect.
My
okay,
next one
so
will be better.
you take a strand there.
Perfect.
All right.
I'm gonna do it.
Do you remember?
You're right-handed,
Left hand.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So just hold it in your left hand and start winding
I've done my work.
at an angle.
I'll teach you because that's the
There we
best
go.
way.
Yes,
to
exactly.
learn
Yes.
something.
Perfect.
Do you take direction from your older sister?
Yes.
Oh, you do.
Yes, I do.
I do. I do too.
Do you?
All
Yeah,
the
right?
time. Yeah. Wink,
Tell
wink,
us about
nudge,
that,
nudge.
Barb. Yeah.
I let my older sister think that she's directing me.
Right, right. It's a great strategy.
It
Whoop.
is. Okay, that's great.
Right.
Good job, Bob. Now remember when it feels big enough to rotate, you'll start rotating
Okay,
it.
perfect. Whoopsies.
Don't do it too tight. You have a little bit of a red thumb. This is just a great.
Yeah, you only need to cut off the circulation once, and then
And then you
you
learn.
learn. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I did.
Yeah.
It got a little tight. You guys are doing all my work for me.
There you
This is
go.
great.
Yeah,
There you go.
I can start.
Yeah.
I can start my sweater. I think.
So if you didn't have another person to hold the skein for you, I think most people use 2 chairs back to back.
Yeah.
I also say to people, you can like put the skein on the table and then get like chunky soup and put it in the middle like a can of chunky soup. You just need something to hold it in place, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I actually use my, generally, because I wind mine by hand, but in a normal ball, now I'll do center pull.
Yeah.
I put it around my knees.
Yeah.
And then just wind it like that.
Yeah.
If I don't have anyone to hold it.
I've used doorknobs.
Oh, anything.
They work okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
And if you have
knitters will
short
find
hair,
a way.
Yeah.
We will wind our balls anywhere.
If you have short hair and you don't mind being choked every now and then, you can also put it around your neck.
Oh, okay. There's lots
like
of
wear it
tips.
like a necklace. Yeah.
Okay. And then like wind it around. Okay.
Yeah.
Or just find a friend
Yes.
or a husband or
A child sometimes.
Depending how old.
a certain age. Yeah, that's right.
Good. So, Jamie, you were saying that this was going to turn into a flax light.
Well, I think so. I've never actually knit a sweater,
Yes.
but I just seen it last night. I was just watching knitting podcasts last night while I was working, and a lady had done one for her daughter about the same age as my daughter, and she made a couple cute modifications, and I thought, that's it.
Yes.
Ravelry, I got it, and I'm like, I got to find something in my stash.
And then we discussed it on the phone
Yeah,
for
we talked
a
about
good,
it on the phone.
Yeah.
And you're going to knit one for your daughter.
Yeah. I'm gonna
This week, I think,
alter
we're
it
gonna-
a bit.
Yeah.
I think.
And I'm going to alter this one a little bit, but...
So let's
Okay.
go back and
Yes.
just say Flax Light.
Flax
is
Light.
a pattern by Tin Can
Tin Can
Knits.
Knits. Free pattern on Ravelry.
Yep. And Tin Can Knits patterns, by the way, are fabulous.
Yeah,
Oh, they
okay.
are.
I've
They
heard you
come
guys talk about them, and we have not used one yet.
Every size
Yes.
imaginable.
Yes. So Flax Light, like every one of their sweater patterns, starts at newborn. You can do a newborn size, and it goes up to adult 4XL. So
Okay.
you can make that same pattern for every member of your family.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have all the yardage for all the sizes. They're great.
Yeah, I read through the pattern, and I was like, this is good. This is
So
going to be doable.
What mods are you going to do? What hacks are you going
With
to do?
mine, I want it to be a bit more of a tunic style, so longer. And for my daughter, I do want it to flare out a little bit at the hips.
Okay.
And I don't know, is there pockets in it? I haven't
No.
read the pattern. And I would like little pockets.
Yeah.
So once I finish my timber cardigan, I'll be able to add a pocket, like 2 pockets in the front of that one, I'm thinking.
So you can put the pockets in afterwards, right?
I
This is a
will
thing.
learn that once I take the steeking class, I guess.
So it's not actually steeking.
Okay.
It's called an afterthought pocket, and we do have a video on
Okay.
our YouTube channel on how to put in an afterthought pocket.
Oh my
and
goodness.
the reason I think about it is because I did the Gramps cardigan. It's another Tin Can Knits pattern. And they have pockets that you put in as you go, but
Okay.
I like to put them in afterwards. So you just snip one stitch and open up a little hole, and you put your pocket in afterwards.
okay.
You'll
Okay,
totally love
perfect.
it. So it's
Perfect.
not steeking in that you're not cutting vertically. You're
make a
you're
cut.
Cutting horizontally. You do actually snip a
Cool.
stitch. Yeah.
Okay,
that's
okay,
exciting.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's perfect.
So that way she can try it on, and you can say, where would you like to put your hands?
Yeah.
And then you can put the pockets in.
Okay, that is
yeah.
so great.
So this is a technique that I learned from Elizabeth Zimmerman.
Wow.
Elizabeth Zimmerman has a whole bunch of books, and she writes books like her diary. And in the Knitter's Almanac, which is a book that she just writes about knitting for every month of the year. Like, what would you knit in January? What would you knit in February?
nice.
And she talks about afterthought pockets in there.
'Kay.
So she's gone, but she's a really good resource.
Okay, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. Anyway,
Something new.
Yeah.
so you're gonna make it longer. You're
Yeah.
gonna put in pockets.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you gonna change the garter stitch pattern on it at all?
That I haven't decided yet because I haven't looked too closely at it, so I
Yeah.
haven't seen it finished.
And you're going to use a
right?
few different colors of yarn.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do
Some
more
striping?
like a.
Well, you're actually
Yeah,
going to use
I'm
the
gonna-
yarn.
I'm gonna use the yarn that I have left over from my Find Your Fade.
Yeah.
So
it's
it
gonna
matches.
match- It's gonna match my fade.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yes.
And it's going to be so pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm very
And the
excited for
purples
that.
and teals. And
Yeah.
How about you, Jamie? What are you gonna do differently?
Well, the only thing I'm going to do different, which is what I saw, is it's got that garter. Is that like a garter panel down
Yep.
the arm? Well, first of all, I'm going to just do a sleeve to here.
Okay.
My daughter's not a big sweater. I don't know. Me too. I don't like my arms.
Fully
I
covered.
always pull them up, and so I'm gonna just do it. It was really cute on this little girl, just to here, and then she did just a basic twisted cable instead of the
yes.
garter. So
Yeah.
it was like a pearl and then like a little cable and then a pearl, and it looked really pretty.
Yeah.
So that's it. And I think I'll just have to measure her body. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never done a sweater, so I know I got to do a gauge. Gonna have to
Yeah.
like read the pattern, right? Right. You would suggest like definitely do a gauge for this, right?
Well, yes.
Gauge swatch?
No, yes. It's not a bad idea, although it is knit from the top down.
Okay.
So if you didn't do a gauge swatch, when you get to about 3 inches worth of knitting,
Okay.
you can put your work on a bigger circular needle and actually put it over her head and try it on her. Yeah.
And then see like because it builds.
Yes. So you like making
I
a
was seeing
yoke.
that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was looking at the little. She's little diagrams. It was
Yeah.
looked really helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for anybody who doesn't want to do
So
a
you're
gauge
saying I don't have to do a
swatch-
gauge swatch?
We all do
Cynthia
gauge
just told me I did not
swatches.
have to do a gauge swatch. Did everybody hear that?
Sometimes we just know that you're not going to do a gauge swatch.
Yeah.
So at least.
Try it on as you go.
Yes. No,
and
I
then
hear that.
That's part of it.
I definitely
yeah.
want it to work out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of ripping out my knitting.
No, yeah.
I really
no.
dislike doing that.
Yeah.
So I'll do all things possible not to have to do that. But I'm excited. I've never knit a little sweater, and I think a little sweater because I have plans for a sweater for myself,
Yeah.
but better start small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
They so and if anybody doesn't like to use fingering weight yarn, they also have a pattern called Flax, which is the same pattern but done in worsted weight.
Yeah.
And so you can do a bigger version if you don't want to knit so many stitches.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I love that garter stitch detail, but I have to confess, I found it hard to remember if I was supposed to be knitting or purling.
Oh.
Because you're doing garter stitch in the round.
In the round, so you have to.
So that means on one round you're going to
knit,
knit, and
and
on
the
the next round you're going to purl.
I can't say I've ever done garter in the round. Have I? I don't know.
I had to think that through when I originally
That's a
wrote the
good.
pattern for the maple leaf
Yeah.
hat.
Okay, garter in the round. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
So I had to really remember and
Okay.
look at the stitches, and then sometimes I'd get them wrong, and I'd have to back up a little
Ooh,
bit and
okay.
or drop down a few rows and re-knit them and then bring it back up again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. That's a good note.
So if you do a cable or something like that,
it'll be a
it
little-
might be a little bit easier.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
possible.
And just
yeah.
a little twist and not the full sleeve. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, because I don't have, I pulled from my stash, so the yardage, and I'm thinking, ooh, can I get away with one full skein? And I'm going to hopefully get away with maybe 4 mini skeins.
I
1,
think
2,
that
3,
would
4.
be awesome.
I can throw in a 5th if I need to. Just do some striping. That's the other mod. It's just not just one color, but having some fun with color and her favorite colors. So
Yeah.
she'll love it.
These jewel tones are really good. So have we got a little bit of a knot going on there?
Do I need to help you? No.
There, it's just, you get to hang on to that piece.
We've
So
got dogs
this
and
is
kids, and
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a dog-friendly hotel, which is nice.
that is
Yeah.
nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do they not know that we're trying to video? Is this the yarn? Oh, that's good.
Now we're
job,
gonna have like
Sarah.
a yarn ball comparison.
Oh, are we going to compete? Okay, I like this. I'm
I
ready.
didn't know I was competing.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Always competing.
Oh my gosh, hers looks perfect. Oh, and we can
All
do
right, so
size
the last little bit, you're just gonna wind around like it's your ball band.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
too. Oh, I don't know what I did. I don't know what that is. Oh,
Yeah,
I kind of
no,
did
this
it and
is
tucked
good.
it in.
Yeah, that's exactly
Okay.
it. So sometimes if it's, sometimes I'll just wind it right around the center, like it's my
Oh,
ball
okay.
band. Yeah,
That makes sense.
Yeah. Now, the other really good thing about this ball is, let's say you wanted to take your fingering weight yarn and use it in a worsted or DK weight pattern, and you need to double strand it. So you just pull from the outside and the inside of the ball, and hold.
What?
Yeah.
Mind blown. Are you
Wow.
serious? Okay, that is
Perfect.
awesome.
Right. Yes.
Instead of rewinding another ball.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
mine looks way better.
What?
Look at the size difference. Mine's a little tighter.
Yeah, but your thumb was also a little bit.
It was purple.
Your thumb was a little bit more purple. There you go.
Awesome. So
That was fun.
Perfect.
Are you going to grade it?
All right. So
Look
now,
at the top.
Now it's my turn.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Are we timing how long it takes? 'Cause, oh, man. Do you want me? I'll hold yours. I haven't held one yet.
There
So.
we go. All right.
Okay, this is going to be fun.
And this one we may have
Oh,
to
to cut. Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
there
it's
another
not.
tie there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, right here.
So that's the end, and this one is loose tie.
Okay.
All
Now, how
right.
do you like? Are we good there?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
We're good. All right.
I'm gonna really make it hard for her.
Yeah.
Let's see your skills, Cynthia.
So sometimes when the ball winder breaks down at the store, we gotta.
You do this for
align.
customers?
Not very often, but sometimes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, a skein of a hat trick.
Oh yeah.
By hand.
Oh, yeah. Well,
That's long.
I do wind all my yarn by hand at home because I have a ball winder and a Swift,
Okay.
but I lent my ball winder to my daughter, and so it's at her house.
Okay.
Yes.
Which is nice because if I want to use it, I'll go and visit her, right?
There you
Yeah,
go.
there you go.
I
Just
just
keeping it so that you come over and.
I just find like there's just something kind of relaxing about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I enjoy doing it.
So for me personally, I would take the 1 to 2 minutes it takes on a ball winder and just
So
yank
you
it
will
out.
probably not do this.
I would not do
And
this.
I will do this
No.
now every time because
I would
want
not
that.
do this if I had the winder there, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think maybe there's something in my German heritage that says like, you can do what a machine can do.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And I'm like,
Maybe it's my Germanness too. No,
There
it's
you go.
mostly like I just don't like that ball winder. I don't like it.
yeah, no,
It
we
just
don't
doesn't
have a
work for me.
great ball winder.
I think that's another thing is
Oh,
having
yes.
something that's decent.
Yes. Yeah.
But
Does your
So-
ball winder come off the side like this?
Well,
or does
ours
it go off?
first we lost the mount.
we might
so
not
it's
have ever
handheld,
used them out.
right? And so right now I don't
Cringing.
even know.
People are cringing in their seats right now.
I don't actually know where that one is right now.
Oh, yeah.
I've been using my friends,
and it is better.
and it is much better.
It's more of a
Yeah.
classic, like it's an older one, hey? Like it's kind
Well,
of a classic.
Yeah.
So you need to make friends with a machinist,
yes.
right? Because you need a bent piece of metal and a screw thing on it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure our brother-in-law could
Okay,
break
well.
something up. Ivor.
Christina's
There you
husband.
go.
Yeah.
Ivor.
Now
You have a
Ivor,
job.
you've been told.
You've been told.
He likes
We
he
also
likes to
need
give him jobs.
soft blockers from him.
Yeah, we thought he could
He's a
make us
welder.
some. Couldn't he? Just a welder.
Oh, sure. Why not?
Couldn't he just
Yeah.
like
Why not?
bend some metal in the shape of a sock?
Done.
So just as long as it's rust proof.
Oh.
Yes.
We would
Good
never have
point.
thought of that.
No, we wouldn't have.
We would have ruined our socks. we would have taken them off and they'd be
Yes.
rusty. And then
He'd
we'd
probably
cry.
know that.
He would probably.
He would
think
know
that
that.
too.
Yeah.
would know
Yeah.
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 Okay.
For sure.
Yeah.
Possibly.
The same thing with locking wires. Like,
Okay.
you can
Good to know.
make
would've
locking wires,
thought
but
that.
make sure that you use a metal that
Okay.
won't
Yeah.
rust.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is the most informational day.
Yeah, it is.
Educational day with Cynthia.
Yeah.
And tomorrow with classes. Oh my gosh.
This is like our learning.
This is great.
Aw.
If we could come to Edmonton and take your guys' classes and
Oh,
workshops, it'd be so great.
We have wanted to every time we've come
Yeah.
through.
Well,
But
they're
we're
like
just not in Edmonton.
Well, and they're
long enough,
multiple
right?
days. Sometimes, usually
Yes.
they're 2 days, right?
Yes.
Or
yeah, or 2 weeks, like once
Yes.
a week for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have
So
to come
we're
back every
trying to
week.
figure out like a way of including some distance learning in our classes, like hooking up with people through Google Hangouts,
Yes.
or Skype,
Oh.
or FaceTime, or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so we thought we we're still kind of thinking that through on how we can do
That's
that.
How that's
interesting.
being done. Yeah.
But the other thing, I think Barb and I have been really, really lucky in our business. We've kind of made it part of our business plan to go out and get professional development. So when we go to when we go to places like we're going to Knit City in September,
Yeah.
and we're not going as vendors. We're going as learners. We're going to take brioche classes and
Good.
and figure that one out.
We would
And
love to go.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
that's cool. But to take
Yeah.
time to,
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the other thing that that Barb has always been really not pushy, but she's always had a plan that we need to bring instructors and designers to Edmonton.
Yes.
That we've been really lucky that we've been able to leave Edmonton to go places, but we need to
Bring them.
bring people back. So every year we bring somebody in
Yeah.
and do classes at the store. Yeah,
That's great.
And so we've been benefited from that, right?
Yeah.
'Cause
Yes,
absolutely.
We don't always get to take the classes, but we definitely always sit in on them, right?
Yes. Oh,
and,
yeah.
And help out. So yeah, we've been able to learn a lot of stuff by hanging out with people who know a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I think that's where YouTube is really helpful.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's just a
it's
world.
great
It opens
resource.
up a
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
huge
yeah.
world.
Especially for somewhere like here where we don't have these.
Anything
We don't have anything. We don't have anything
that
here,
comes of it. Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we
But
use
YouTube through,
YouTube and
Well, you probably do have. You probably do have people who are really good, but there's just not a forum for it.
Yeah.
That's
It's how do you
exactly
find them?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and how do you
bring them out.
connect and,
Yeah.
and
That's
get other
true.
people to connect with them and
Exactly, because who was it? There was somebody who came by the farmer's market today who said her
Yes.
mother's a weaver, and that
Yes.
there's in Beaver Lodge.
Yes.
There are all these looms.
Basement full
and-
of
a
looms.
basement full of looms.
And we've been out to one of the
there.
weaving
Yeah.
to the halls, and it's amazing. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh!
Yeah, that's a perfect ball.
You
watching
should
you
get a
do
close
that.
up of this because this is really bad.
Yeah.
We won't do that. We won't.
It's pretty humorous.
It's the difference, right, between hundreds and hundreds of balls.
I love
right?
it.
And your first ball, right?
Yeah, perfect.
But that's
Okay.
why I love it. 'Cause
This is
it
what we
just feels-
aspire to.
I feel
Yeah,
like
here.
I'm creating this little apple of yarn.
Look at it, it's adorable.
It's adorable. It really is.
Okay, that's better than a cake.
Yeah.
It's so much more sturdy.
Okay, I can get behind that if I did, if mine
really
look
bad.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Okay.
So-
Okay, so we're just about done, and maybe we're even running out of battery.
Right.
So we're
We'll
gonna
do
wind
that
up.
later.
We're gonna wind up one more ball, and then we'll probably call it a night.
Right, 'cause we'll
right?
just, okay,
Yeah,
let's do that.
perfect.
Okay, the big one.
Yeah,
I've been wanting to see this one all like opened up and
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're gonna wind it?
Yeah, I'll wind it. Yeah, yeah, of course.
Oh
He's gonna
my
wind it.
Oh, you guys.
And I'll think of you every stitch.
Yes, every stitch of the way.
Right? This is pretty. Oh, look at all the other colors that are in there I can pull out. I didn't even know the.
So again, everybody, this is why you shouldn't knit alone, right? You should
That's right.
always go
You should
out.
never knit alone.
You should never knit alone.
That is just a phrase right
Yeah,
there. That is
yeah.
a motto.
And because this
Oh, I'm
also
not holding
happens-
this right.
No, you're doing just
Am I?
fine. Yeah,
Okay.
it's just like these short skeins. This is a short skein, right? The
that's what you said.
circumference is shorter, and so it's also very fat.
Yeah.
And they're
Ah.
harder to wind than a skein that's really long and thin,
thin.
because the yarn likes to
Tangled
commingle.
up in
Okay.
And during the
Yeah.
dyeing process, it can felt a little bit too. Like it just gets stickier,
Okay.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So so you just have to be careful, right? So every now and then, if it starts to misbehave, you give it a little snap. So you can do it right
Just
now. Yeah, just like that.
just
And that
gonna
helps
show it
to
what
straighten
to
out
do
the
and
fibers.
pull everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, so never knit alone.
Okay.
So every Thursday night, you guys knit with other people here in Grand
We
Prairie.
do. We
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
And it's free? Or is
Oh,
it
yeah,
a
just
charge?
Come and knit. No, you come and knit with us.
Yeah.
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 Throughout
absolutely.
the year, we do offer workshops. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Or
good.
different classes, and we do a lot of beginner.
Every 5 weeks or so, we try to offer a beginner, like
Good,
never touch needles, never touch yarn, beginner class.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you hold that at the same place?
Same
that you do
place.
your knitting?
Sarah
I do
teaches
that.
that. And so
Okay.
while she kind of takes those people into like a little corner, not a corner, but like
Yeah,
you
we
work
go off
separately
in
with
our
them.
own. Yeah, and I work
Yeah.
with them.
And then I'm around to help the
Usually
others.
about 3 weeks, and then I let them commingle. No, I let them join the group. No,
Yeah.
usually a good couple
Yeah,
of weeks,
in
and
the
I get them
beginning
through.
they don't need to be distracted.
No, they
right?
don't.
Yeah.
And we're really we just want to chat and
Yeah,
especially new people. It's like, oh, we just started. Oh, sorry, you're supposed to be knitting
yeah.
and learning, and I'm here. I'm chatting your ear off. But
Yeah.
no, there's definitely a demand.
Yeah.
We had no
Yes.
idea when we kind of started it a couple years ago. We thought, oh, let's just see if
have a
anyone wants to
knitting
come.
class, yeah.
Put it out there, and it was a big response.
Yeah,
And
and we still
Good.
have like that 2.5 years ago that we started. We still have like
Those
a good
people?
chunk of people that still come.
And now they're
Good.
doing socks and
Oh, they're
sweaters
doing everything.
and
Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah,
And now they get to start teaching the newbies.
That's what
right?
I think we should do.
I should. Yes. Yep.
Or at
Seriously.
least helping out. So that's the other
That's a
benefit
really
of
good
going to a
point,
knit night,
yeah.
right? It's like at the store we do one on Thursday evenings as well,
Nice.
and there's no charge for it either. We don't have an instructor there,
Okay.
but the
Everybody
people,
helps everybody.
Yeah, the people who are there, like,
Yeah, that's
and
good.
it's things like what color should I pick, and is this pattern too hard for me, or you see something that somebody else is working on, you say
Oh,
I have to do that,
Oh,
and then you add another
That's
project to your
definitely-
queue.
Yep. Yes.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
No, and I guess our ladies, because sometimes we're busy helping, and
Yeah.
and they're able to ask each other for help.
Yep.
And
Yep.
yeah,
Or
I
if we
think we
can't
need
be
to
there,
encourage that more.
especially in the summer, like sometimes when we can't.
Yeah, that's right.
Show up. There's always like if you go, like everybody's willing to help everybody else,
Yeah.
right?
They're so nice.
Yes.
And everybody's gotten to know each other really well.
It's
like,
neat because
been
you take a bunch of
fun-
strangers and now they're friends.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as new
Yeah.
ones come, like,
And friends outside of knitting too.
oh, they are, yeah.
So-
and
Yeah.
people say it's a very welcoming, like when they come,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we have something in common.
Yes, exactly.
You know, I think we can go like you
Exactly.
guys are going to Knit City or you're going to these different knitting conferences, and immediately you're friends
Everybody's
with people.
friends.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Right?
right. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
It's just so neat.
Yeah.
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 It's
Such a neat community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was trying to make friends today too. So there was this. We were at the farmers market, and this like extremely tall guy,
Yes.
dressed like a construction worker, starts walking by, and I thought, oh man, I need a picture of this guy holding my needles. So I stopped and I said, hey, would you mind holding my knitting? And he said, well, sure, okay. He said, I don't really know what to do, and he's holding the needles like this.
Yeah.
And I
He's
said, yeah,
so
just
big.
point your needle like this, and then I went.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah. Hard hat, big
Oh, yeah.
beard, like
Big
6'6",
guy.
Yeah.
big guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it was.
He can
funny.
do it.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
So who knows? Like maybe he'll go home and he'll think, those needles didn't feel too bad.
Yeah,
in my
exactly.
hands.
Yeah, maybe I should
take this up because
We'll see him back there.
Yeah.
Looking for the knitting ladies.
Yeah.
Bring him
this
to
is
our
a creative
class.
outlet. Oh, it reminds me of a funny story. We used to have a guy who came to the store and took knitting classes, and he was a teacher at NAIT,
Okay.
and he was single, and he came back. He went on a trip. And then he came back to the store and he said, "So I have to tell you, like, knitting is a great way to meet women."
Perfect.
Totally would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he said no matter where I go, if I take up my knitting, like women will stop and talk
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
He said it's better than dogs and
Or babies.
kids.
And kids, dogs and kids.
The
Yeah.
knitting, oh my gosh. That is
So
true.
yeah, guys.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, come on,
If
join
you're
our knitting
single
class.
and you want to meet women, knitting is a good way to do
Seriously.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you do your knitting group at
Well, now we've moved.
Yes.
Just recently, but to the one of the Esquire coffee houses in town.
In town
Esquires.
here,
Yeah, Ivy Lake.
Ivy Lake.
Yeah, we were on the west side, Esquires, but they had to
we're
close
on the
that
east
one
side.
down.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
they have a couple locations in town. So
Right, yeah,
it's a local
yeah.
coffee shop, and
And how do they feel about so I imagine
love
that
it.
you take up
the entire coffee shop. Some
In
days.
the old, like when the one that
Yeah.
they just
Like,
closed
but
down.
we
we
asked
had
them.
everybody
Yeah.
there, like it filled the place.
Oh, there was a couple. Can you remember the one night that it was
I
like
wasn't
knitters on
there.
one side and bikers on the other side?
It was like
half the
big
coffee
biking
shop.
men. Yeah,
Why
I
did we
wasn't
not get a
there.
picture?
I wasn't there that
It
night.
was amazing. Like, why did we not go and mingle with the
Yeah,
bikers?
yeah, that would have been
Yeah.
awesome.
Super funny.
But-
So no, they really enjoy us coming in. And,
Yeah.
That's a thing with bikers too, right? Like I know in Edmonton there's a Tim Hortons on White Avenue, and if you drive by it on like a certain night of the week,
Yeah.
there are
It's
always like tons and tons of bikers
Yeah.
there. So,
Yeah.
so I guess if bikers can do it, knitters can too,
Absolutely.
right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
Perfect.
It's perfect.
And my sister and her husband are into classic cars, and they do that too. Like I guess you go like I don't know if it's Tim Hortons or what, but
well, our
you
Tim
park
Hortons is
all
the
your
same. It
cars.
used
Yep,
to be.
yep. Oh, yeah,
the one
it
on
still
100th
is.
Street,
Yep.
right by the market there.
Yep.
Yeah,
I don't know what night, but there's always
classic cars.
yeah, and motorbikes.
Yep.
It seems
Okay.
to be just like the place.
place.
Tim Hortons, I guess,
Tim
is the
Hortons
place
is
to
like
be.
right on 100.
Yeah. So the coffee shop doesn't mind, and I think one of your knitting friends told me that they even might get a discount at the
Oh yes,
coffee
we
shop.
do. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you
Yeah.
tell them you're with a knit group,
Yeah.
get 10% off. They were so welcoming right away. Like
Yeah, because we went in, but when we
When we-
decided
yeah.
we were going to start doing this, we
kind of
went in and
scoped out a
talked-
few of
yeah,
the shops and
Right.
and talked to the manager. And it turns out we know who owns
yeah, she knows
them.
our family and
Yeah,
stuff. And,
yeah. So, and they were very...
Oh,
and a couple of the
definitely.
girls, like, were like,
Oh, they've taken our class. One
yeah,
of the managers has taken our class.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
They'd always say, "Oh, too bad we have to work Thursday nights, or we'd come to knitting." So
Yes.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, no, they've been awesome. And they had a little Christmas
Oh, they
thing
threw
for
us a
at
little Christmas party,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, they had like,
nice.
some snacks and
Oh, yeah.
stuff for us. So it was really
it was
great.
very special.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. It's a real like sense of community.
Yeah.
Then right because
Yeah.
you're in a local coffee
Oh,
shop.
yeah.
With
That's
local
what we're all about,
people.
supporting
Local and
Yeah.
absolutely.
Trying to do that.
Yeah.
And so many people have walked in, like coming in for a coffee, and they're like, "What's going on?" And we get to know people that way, and people
Yeah.
join our classes.
Yeah.
and-
Yeah, we've had a couple join
oh, I
that
haven't
way."
knit for so many years, and just somewhere to come, and
Yeah.
it's
Yes.
really cool.
Or
Yes.
somebody's tried to
Oh,
teach
no.
me,
It's all right. Yeah.
but they couldn't teach me. Well,
That's,
no,
that's
just try
generally the
again.
story.
So,
I,
yeah.
I don't know. So if you think you can't, knit,
If
you
somebody's
can.
tried to teach you, like a mother or a grandmother, and you just couldn't learn.
Sometimes it takes.
Isn't
learning
that so
from someone
typical though?
else.
Like
Yeah.
I mean, there's that family dynamic in there.
Yeah.
I can't like there's very few things I can
Yes.
learn from family members. Sorry,
Yeah.
Barb.
Yeah, hey,
Yeah, but
It's
you
true.
know,
right?
it's true.
Or even husbands.
Yeah.
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 But sometimes a stranger, for you, like you
Yeah.
just have extra patience. They are more open to listening,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah,
so
a whole different.
Yeah.
Yeah, my ex-husband tried to teach me how to drive a manual transmission.
Ooh.
Okay, yeah.
So I love driving a manual transmission, but I have an ex-husband.
Yeah. Okay, lesson learned right there. Oh, that's funny. Oh, funny,
Oh,
not funny.
man, yeah.
But yes. So yes, I find that's most people's hesitation.
Yeah.
I don't think I can do it. So and so tried, but you
Right.
can do it.
Yeah.
If you want to, you totally
Have
can.
you encountered any lefties? Like people who've learned to knit
is a good
left-handed?
question.
Yeah, so yes. But those people were generally the ones that tried to get taught when they were younger, years and years ago. So I was able to teach them just right-handed.
Get them started on the.
But is that like what do you do? Is that a thing? Do people knit?
You can knit left-handed. Yeah, you can. And so in fact I have one of my daughters is left-handed, and I taught her to knit left-handed by teaching her to knit mirror image. So instead of sitting beside her,
you're knitting
in front of her. So when I'm purling, she's knitting, and when I'm knitting, she's purling, because they're just the opposites of each other. Anyway,
Okay.
Oh my goodness, I don't know what to say.
Yeah,
I haven't come across that yet where I couldn't, not, this is a bad way to say it, but couldn't change the way they knit already.
Right.
Yeah, and most people are like, oh, I'm left-handed, but they've never knit before. So would you just
what
teach them?
What we try to encourage in the shop is to give everybody, right-handed or left-handed, an option for either like holding the needles the same way, but using their right or left hand to carry the yarn.
Okay.
So if you're left-handed, we say try this continental knitting method, right?
Yes.
Because that's where your left hand at least gets to
doing
do
the
some
work.
more, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Both hands are holding the needles, but your left hand gets to manipulate the yarn.
Yeah. Okay.
Then the reason we do that is because, like with my daughter, because she's knitting left-handed, patterns don't make any sense.
Yeah, see, and that was my next concern. Like,
Right.
you almost have to read the pattern backwards. Like, row 1 on your right side becomes your wrong side, or whatever, however it would
Okay,
work, right?
That's exactly right. So
Yeah.
if she's reading a pattern and it says right side for her, it's wrong side, and it's not too bad to do that.
Yeah.
Because you can do
Once
that.
you understand.
It's the decreases and the increases that get really tricky, because there are left slanting and right slanting decreases.
Oh.
Yeah.
And if you do
yeah.
a left slanting decrease on the wrong side of your work, is it left slanting?
No.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, this is
You
getting
should-
really deep.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if a tree falls in a forest,
Oh, my goodness.
So it's just confusing.
Yeah.
So
no
when
kidding.
when she knits something and she runs into a problem, then she'll come and talk to me, and what I'll do is pick up her knitting and I'll do it my way, and she watches from the other side, and then she does it differently.
That way,
She's
yeah,
doing
okay.
the same increase or technique, but
backwards.
backwards
Or
to
mirror.
me,
Yeah.
forwards to her, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just think if you've got left-handed people, if they can try continental,
Okay.
then it just, at least then the patterns make
Well,
sense.
then they're not confused in
And
this
I
world of
have
right-handed knitters.
continental knitters in
Yeah.
the class, and I've had to learn myself how to do it.
Okay,
Right.
sidebar. The three ladies in our class that are continental knitters are all named Linda.
Yeah.
And
they're
then
all
one
continental
and then
knitters.
one
Like, what are
daughter
the-
is Candace. Yeah.
Yeah, and
But
Candace,
the
yeah.
three that are Lindas, so
Yeah.
Linda's out there. I would like to know.
Are
You
all
continental
Lindas
knitters?
continental?
I
Yeah.
laughed so hard. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
all of
all
them are
three of them.
Lindas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't that interesting?
Anyway.
And are any of them in HR?
Human resources?
Yeah.
That's really funny.
I don't know.
I don't
well,
think
no,
so.
I know.
One's a quilter, and then Linda's a nurse. And
Yeah, I know.
I
Linda's
think
in
I watched.
Do you know
I
Linda
watched
in HR?
no, but I watched a movie recently. It was a movie or a TV show. I can't remember, because you binge watch on Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you forget, like it seems like you're
Yeah.
watching a movie. But anyway, it was somebody who was trying to figure out what job they wanted to do, and so somebody said to them, "Well, you should go and talk to Linda in HR," and it's like all the HR people
Were Lindas?
They were all Lindas, yeah.
Okay, Lindas are getting quite a reputation around here tonight.
That is funny. That is funny.
Yeah. Anyway.
Sidebar: my
Sidebar.
oldest sister is Linda, and she's not in HR.
And is
Oh,
she
okay.
and is she a continental knitter?
She's not.
Okay.
Okay.
No, so
Fine.
so
There
we
she's
go.
breaking all the rules.
Yeah.
Breaking the rules.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's three of you,
Yes.
and
yes.
any brothers?
We have a brother as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay,
He doesn't knit either.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
No. But yes, my sister Lynn knits like your sister
Christina.
does.
Okay.
She doesn't necessarily purl.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
She knows how to purl, but if she doesn't have to purl, she
Okay.
won't.
She won't, yeah.
So she's a great knitter.
Okay.
Yeah.
But she hasn't been bitten by the bug like
Okay.
Barb and I have.
Okay. There is
And that's
definitely
like
a bug, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think so.
for sure.
She's
Yeah.
gonna get it. I'm gonna find that bug and it's gonna bite her.
Well, she is doing a
Butt.
shawl right
She
now.
is.
and
I'm
yes,
so happy.
Yeah, she's doing a shawl.
Yeah.
And is it all knit?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes,
definitely.
And it's more of a basic, just triangle
increases.
Yeah.
Garter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shawl.
It's great.
So.
We're
Well,
proud of her.
we should probably
Wrap it up?
We should probably wrap it up just because we're probably running out of battery.
Okay.
And good night, everybody.
Yes,
And
thank you.
thanks for joining us in our ball winding.
Yes,
night.
we learned.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
And we'll put a picture at the end of the finished ball so you
End
can
of the finished balls.
Yeah,
You guys need to
Who
close up.
clearly wins here?
so you can see how it worked out. You'll get there.
We
Yes,
will. We
yeah.
will.
Well,
Thank
you will. I won't. I'll
I
use
will.
my winder.
You'll get there, Padawan. All right.
Awesome.
Good night, everybody.
See ya.
Good night.